Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I thought I'd do a little half-year planner check-in. We are pretty much at that midway point now as I film this, and so I thought it would be a good time just to have a little look at the planners that I've got set up that I'm using. I am including, albeit briefly, the standard TN. If you saw the video of me trying to work out how I wanted to use this going forward, thank you very much for the suggestions. I am kind of midway through setting it up, so I'm not going to go through it yet. There will be a dedicated setup video because those videos always seem to do well on the channel, so I'm going to give a little nod to it as part of this video. But this is everything that I am currently using to various different levels, so I thought it'd be fun just to go through. I feel like I'm going to do it in order of how often I use them because I feel like that'll be quite a nice way of doing it. And just, yeah, quick flick, how am I using it, plans for the second half of the year, etc, etc. So let me kick off with the Filofax. So the original in burnt orange. If you are a regular viewer of the channel, this will not be a new planner for you. I've been in this for most of the first half. I didn't start the year in it, but I was in the Hobonichi Cousin, which if you saw last week's video, you know all about me no longer loving that because of the size. I downsized into this and I kind of call it my brain really. Everything is in here. I've got trackers, long-term to-do lists, my general plans, my monthly view, my weekly view, and it just sits out on my desk with this view. So at any point I can look and see how's my week shaping up, what tasks have I got to do, what's going on. Shop and home life is in here, but work isn't. And then I have a few sections of reference, and these are the bits that I will reference the most. So I have a finance section, I have a section for the shop. Personal has a perpetual calendar in it, so in here I do double up on calendars effectively, but this just has birthdays, anniversaries. I also use it as a bit of a, I don't have one of those like when did I last spreads. Instead what I do is, so when my toothbrush needs replacing, for example, I will put the tab in here and then write it on my monthly view to say at the end of June I need to replace my toothbrush, and then I will move it over 3 months because that's how often I replace them, and just use it as a bit of an additional, it's longer term planning I guess, but rather than rewriting the same thing I just kind of move the post-it note over, and I quite like that. I then have a section for Niles, my dog, and that's just a few bits around kind of his insurance and health coverage and all that stuff, and when I've given him his like flu and worm medication. This, love it. It's definitely been nice to have a smaller planner, but also one because as much as I loved my weeks last year, I like having the rings because I like having the reference bits. Knowing that I can just flick to information that I need for finance or whatever it might be, and not have to either look for a different book because I don't want to rewrite it and put it in the new book. It's all just there and I just move it from year to year, or because it's Filofax, it just stays the same. Like I need the flexibility to have everything in one book without rewriting a load of stuff, and the Filofax gives me that. In terms of for the second half, I am absolutely staying with a ring setup. However, if you've seen my videos about the Filofax, you will know I am really hacked off with these rings. I did debate trying to do some surgery, and I might still do some surgery on it, but I do have a new cover en route. The next video hopefully will be an unboxing of it, so I'm gonna keep stum as to what it is, but I'm very excited about it. So yeah, second half, rings are staying, but just not in this cover. Sticking with planners that I use, I'm going to say I don't necessarily, well, this is my everyday carry and my purse. So technically I do use it every day in the sense that I always have it with me because, like I say, it's my purse. So I have my bank cards in here and vouchers and things like that. I do then have a monthly view, so I can always know, you know, where I'm doing where I'm going, what I'm doing. If I need to book something for work, like a work trip, I can just quickly reference this. So I'd say I probably do use it every day in some sort of guise. I have also actually been using it a little bit more often for planning. So there's a bit more in this filled in than I was expecting. It's just been really nice if life has been a bit busy and I haven't wanted to set up the Filofax, albeit it only takes 5 minutes to set up, sometimes just a really messy scroll of things that I need to do each day for the coming week it leaves me ending the week feeling like I'm starting the next week well, and that I know what I'm doing. So yeah, there's quite a few bits in here that, or quite a few weeks in here, should I say, that are quite full. Some weeks I've even played with a few stickers, and I've quite enjoyed it, to be honest. This is a Travelers Company insert, which does mean that I need to swap out for a new one. I think, shouldn't we got another week in here? Yeah, I've got next week, and then that will be a nice fresh new insert, which I guess I will need to decorate. Not that I'm a big decorator, but it's nice just to throw a few stickers on there. So second half, exactly the same. Love this setup. I've really come to love the Traveller's Notebook setup for this, just having something that keeps itself together really easily. I can open it and not have to worry about pages flying everywhere, because that's the thing with it, even a pocket Filofax, you open it out, you know, you stood in the supermarket, you're opening it out to get cards, and because of the rings, the pages will just fly around, in my experience anyway. Whereas in here, everything does keep together quite nicely. So actually, if I am in a supermarket or whatever shop and I need a card on my ID, it's really easy just to get it out, close it, or, you know, make a few quick plans, open it out, get to the month, write it in, boom, done. I have been enjoying using this pen in here this year. The only thing is, because of the size of it, it's really ruining the pages here, which it's not, you know, a neat, beautiful planner, so I'm not too worried about it, but it is kind of annoying. So that's the only thing that might change. But then finding a pen that is small enough, that writes nicely for this, it's a bit tricky. If you do have any recommendations of a better alternative pen for the passport size other than this, please let me know. Otherwise, I will just stick with this, because I, like I say, haven't seen anything, but maybe there's something that I've missed. Keeping with the kind of daily theme, we now have my Hobonichi A6. This, as you can see, is a very chunky boy. I've got 2 days left in here before I move on to a nice fresh insert. Again, I have a setup video on this. Nothing has really changed. I'm using this for habit tracking. I'm using this for a sticker a day. It's a good way to use the spread, and also just to use up some stickers. And then I've just been doing some light journaling and memory keeping. So holidays and everything all go in here. And then when I don't have anything to kind of call out or any pictures from the day, I will just do some random little kind of pretty spreads like that I did earlier today. Just a nice little creative outlet, means that the page isn't blank and gives me something nice to flick through. Second half of the year, very easy. Second book, this will get swapped out, which is very handy because it is really struggling to close now. I am pretty much at the limit, which is an interesting consideration when I think to next year. That'll be a video that will probably come soon, thinking about next year's planners, because August 1st, Hobonichi previews start. But yeah, this cover, love it. But when you do get towards the end of the half, like, you couldn't put a standard size in, you know, like a full year in here. It just wouldn't fit, unless of course you're gonna just write in pen. You'll be absolutely fine, but it could do with just a little bit more give, just a little. But that's planners that I basically use daily or nearly every day. Okay, next let's talk Hobonichi Cousin. This is definitely in the realms of something that I probably only use a couple of times a week. I have basically relegated this to a bit of a everything else planner. So my monthly views are now content planning for YouTube and Instagram. I'm not using the weeklies. I'm then using the daily pages effectively as collections, is probably the best way of describing it. I have got some stuff around home planning, some shop related things like list of expenses, some sticker ideas. There's daily task lists in here, kind of as memory. So I have like a list of daily tasks, weekly tasks, monthly tasks that I use to help build my monthly plan each month, of course. But yeah, not a huge amount being used. I have a lot more unused pages than used. I am randomly doing my budget planning in here. I'm using the first page of every month just as my budget overview, my ins and outs, my savings goals, and then updating that with my spending tracker. It's partly because I don't really have anywhere else to put it right now, and it gives me a reason to use this a bit more. I think next year that might go in the Filofax, because there's no point in having such a big planner if all I'm going to use it for is content planning and finance tracking. Like, those two things could easily go elsewhere. The collections piece will be an interesting one. Maybe it'll be I just get a day free next year, and then I've got some blank pages at the back and a monthly calendar set up so I can do my content planning. We'll see. I probably could move those things out now, but I have it. I want to at least use it a little bit, and I have a cool cover because of these stickers that I put on it, so I do want to try and use it at least a little bit. And then finally, my standard TN. Like I say, not going to really talk about this too much because I'm still in the middle of setting it up, and you know, I'm not finished with it, so there's a very good chance that I might change my mind, and by the time I film the setup video it's something else. But I had the idea of utilising this, and I did mention it in the video actually, so please don't think that I asked for recommendations and then ignored them all. I kind of filmed the video and had it and had mentioned it, and then kind of the more I thought about it, the more I thought, yeah, that's actually a really good idea. So this is in the works to be a bit of a creative planner. So this is an insert of watercolor paper. This is a notebook insert for a art course that I'm doing, and then this is just going to be holding, currently there's some bits in here for painting, with the idea being that this is just a bit of an on-the-go creative outlet. I can sit outside and do some quick painting. So I've got a mini travel palette for my birthday, which I'll show you when I do the setup video. And then for my art course, I've got the notes for it here, so I won't necessarily need it on the go, but it's nice to kind of keep everything arty together. That's the idea so far. That's what I'm working on. Like I say, I'm still just putting the finer touches to the setup and getting used to it and making sure that that is what I want to use it for. Really interesting to see the difference in the leathers, something that's been well worn and something that's stayed perfect. And those are my planners that I've used for the first half of the year and plans for the second half. Please let me know how you're getting on with your planners. Are you changing things up for the second half? Do you like to do a kind of mini reset halfway through the year and do some new goal planning and then get a new planner to go alongside that? Let me know in the comments because I love chatting with you guys. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.